Isang mainit na balitang pumutok ngayong araw kaugnay sa administrasyon ni Pangulong Kuting Jr. Isang matinding pahayag ang binitawan ng MNLF chairman na nagsasabing maglulunsad siya ng pagsalakay sa palasyo ng Malacanang dahil sa kanyang labis na pagkadismaya sa kasalukuyang pamahalaan. Ayon sa kanya, sapat na ang kanyang pagtitiis sa umano'y kapabayaan at mga pangako na hindi natutupad ng administrasyon ni Kuting Jr. Ani niya, hindi na kayang maghintay ng mga taga-suporta ng MNLF sa Mindanao at iba pang bahagi ng bansa. Dagdag pa niya, panahon na upang kumilos at isakatuparan ang mga matagal na niyang hinahangan na pagbabago para sa kanilang relihiyon at mga mamamayan. Isang masusing pagsubaybay ang isinagawa ngayon ng mga otoridad upang tiyakin ang kaligtasan ng publiko at ng mga opisyal ng gobyerno. Patuloy na tinututukan ng ating mga ahensya ang sitwasyon. Sinusigurado ng palasyo na handa ang mga kapulisan at militar sa anumang bantag ng seguridad. Sa kabila ng mga pangyayari, nananawagan si Pangulong Kuting ng kapayapaan at pakikipag-usap upang maiwasan ang karahasan at mahanapan ng solusyon ang mga hinain ng MNLF. Samantala, hinihikayat ng pamahalaan ng publiko na manatiling kalmado at maging maingat sa pagkuha ng impormasyon. Patuloy kaming mag-uulat ng mga bagong detalye habang umuusad ang istoryang ito. At yan nga ang balitang ating pagkakatutukan. Ngunit bagong lahat, siguraduhin mag-subscribe at ihit ang notification bell para sa patuloy na pagtutok sa mga sulyap ng bagong balita sa tunay na boses ng masa.
Resign because I was not happy, President Marcos. Now I will march to Malacanang Palace, will ask at least simple justice and will not stop until we get simple justice from the government. We said, Mr. President, please return our brothers dead or alive. Mr. President Marcos has promoted one rank higher executioners of the Muslim corridor. How can we help our president finish his job through to the end of his 6-year term? So I support him for that. And secondly, about this campaign against drug, one of my commanders, I told him one of my commanders has written me a report saying, Kaji, addressing me. Every time I finish my prayers in the morning, every time I see people, young people, in the prime of their life, walking like ancient people or what. I said, what's the cause? Drugs. They are destroying our children, our youth. Who will succeed us after this? And our citizens are already destroyed by these drugs. Not thinking that I would be having this press conference, because I came here only in answer to the invitation of the President, the man whom I respect and trust. For I believe, as I said during the campaign, that is one single man who can provide solution to the problem of peace and order in our homeland. I'm not so sure about Visayas and Luzon, but our homeland of Mindanao, because that's the place where I was born, that's the place where I intend to die. Just a while ago, I reminisced on my life. I said, I told Secretary Durisa, when we passed by and about to enter the main gate, I said, it was in this Freedom Park while I spent 9 days, 9 nights of my life. I was then teaching in the University of the Philippines. But I had to abandon my teaching profession to the extent that I had to resign because I was not happy with the reaction of the late President the late President Marcos. In the aftermath of the killings of more than 200 of our people in Corridor Islands, innocent youth of our homeland, I led a series of demonstrations. I organized one in Congress. But when they called me to say my piece, I said, no, I'm not happy with the reaction of the congressmen. Why they did not honor us by sending somebody here just to talk to us? So I gathered only 9 of our leaders and asked them to join me. And I told them, now I will march to Malacanang Palace. Because it was our agreement in the mosque, in Taguig Mosque, including the father of my brother here, Abu Khair Alonto. We swore to the Almighty God that we'll ask at least simple justice and will not stop until we get simple justice from the government. What kind of simple justice? We demanded in our streamers. We said, Mr. President, please return our brothers dead or alive. Please, Mr. President, we were blaring at the Malacanang Palace. We had a powerful microphone. We occupied for 9 days, 9 nights. I slept in that Freedom Park for 9 days, 9 nights. I left only when I went to the university to change my dress, to take a bath and like that. At the end of the 9 days, 9 nights, when in a state of replying courteously to our demand, the late president instead issued a statement before the media, and it became headline issue. Said, Mr. President Marcos has promoted one rank higher the executioners of the Muslim in Corridor. So I said, when the media came, they asked me, how long is there, Mr. Professor Miswari, will you stay here? I said, this is the end. I will end my stay here tonight. There, I gathered our leaders and we swore to the Almighty God to start our struggle for our complete freedom. I resigned from the university. I always told myself that the academic profession is the first love in my life. I was so in love with that profession. But when we did not get even a simple justice from the government, so I decided to cut off myself from the university And now I'm already over 48 years of my life. I told our dear brother, the President, I was already determined to stay put in the mountains, were it not for his call, were it not for his invitation. It's just I cannot reject his invitation because I respect him too much. And now I came here to thank him, first also for restoring my freedom, if only partially. When we released from the residence of my wife, Mr. Kazartan, seeking stand, after we got him from the hands of the Abu Sayyaf, we were very, very lucky. The Abu Sayyaf sent only, according to Seeking Stud, only 60 warriors. And upon my instruction, I asked my people to envelop them right away. And I sent 1 battalion of my forces. So they had no choice but to give us to us. Then when he left the residence of my wife, you know what he said? I am so happy to be alive. Now I want to tell you, paraphrasing that statement of my friend Kazartan, now I am so happy to be free again. Owing to the initiative of our President. My first impulse was, I told Secretary Durisa, I said, I would rather let the President speak for us. How often did groups of media people try to convince me to welcome them in my camp, except for Al Jazeera, which was commissioned by the CNN, another 2, ABS-CBN, and I don't know, another international media organization. I welcome them there. Because I am sorry to say this, I'm not happy with the performance of some media people. They distort my statement. And some of them are insisting, before they used to insist, MNLF is a spent force. When the September 9 Zamboanga war came, President Pinoy was asked, Mr. President, with this war, can you still say that? No, 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 no. Ms. Suarez is strong. MNF is still alive. And now they are saying, mouthing the German propagandists, repeating lies and lies and lies. That this group of traitors called Executive Committee of 15, they said, is the biggest group. Sometimes MILF. No, sir. Not even one barangay of my people in can they match in Holo. They only have handful of people. Even right now, you can ask Dimurad himself, how many thousands of his forces, how many thousands of his arms have been brought back to us? You can ask my brother here, one of my commanders from Lanao, from Cotabato. He will tell you, most of the fighters are ready with me. And even the BIFF have told me, Brother Noel, if you go to war, count on us. BIFF. Ask somebody to dispute this. And now I came here, foremost in my mind is, how can we help our president finish his job through to the end of his 6-year term? Because I know for a fact that he will not abandon his pledge to the people. He said, I'll give you peace, peace in Mindanao. Is that so, Mr. President? So I support him for that. When he said, Brother, no, why don't you move against Abu Sayyaf? So I started moving. First, I sent 1,700 of my forces, my inner security, to the eastern part. And we cordoned off the position of the Abu Sayyaf. Abu Sayyaf. They said, no, we give you. We return back. So the 10. But some people, enterprising people of Indonesia, came to offer them some money and claim in the media there, we were the ones. No, sir, no. With due respect to the armed forces, even the 2 that they got, they will only spill over from us. One of them swam during dark pitch night to the sea because they were guided, he was guided by flickering light of fishermen. Then when he reached them, where do you want to go? We want to go to the MNLF. So he was brought there. From there, he was sent over to the armed forces of the Philippines. They told me, there are other 2. So I asked them to scourge the whole mangrove areas, etc. We could not find. Later on, he showed up in the highway, and the armed forces came. But this was part of the work I did. You see? That's the thing I want to say. I want people to be truthful about things. If you want us to be fair with you, you want us to deal with you, please be fair with us. Just tell the truth, simple truth. And secondly, about this campaign against drug, one of my commanders, I was telling Secretary Durisa while we were flying from Holo to Manila. I told him one of my commanders has written me a report saying, Kaji, addressing me. Every time I finish my prayers in the morning prayers, I go to the balcony of my humble house, overlooking the highway in Holo. Every time I see people, young people, in the prime of their life, walking like ancient people or what, I say, what's the cause? Drugs. They are destroying our children, our youth. Who will succeed us after this? When our citizens are already destroyed by these drugs. To us, I've always been saying that drug is a restless, creeping threat to humanity. International organization is spending billions and billions and produce no result at all. This is one of the biggest source of crimes to humanity, these drugs. And apart from that, I was also saying that since Malaysia is the one who is involved in this kidnapping for ransom, probably one day I will drag the leaders into the International Criminal Court. I have all the evidences in my hands. My people are everywhere. And besides, they cannot escape because they're hiring my own people. Even Sipadan, they hired my cadre officers because they offered them millions. And then they have the goal to ask one of my nephews here, we want to see the chairman. They suggested Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, Makkah. And then they said, we'll meet at his camp. I said, then recently they said, let us advance our meeting in Indonesia. He is one of my members of my delegation now. I said, stop it. I don't have the heart to see these people. After they make this conspiracy to destroy the honor and integrity of my people, I am so concerned, Mr. President, because one time I had a press conference. It was a big room in Malaysia, but at the time I did not know yet who was behind the Sipadan. Sipadan has just broken loose in the world media. They asked me, they asked questions. Before even I could open my mouth, one German lady stood up and pointed her finger at my face. You know, Governor, your people are the worst people in the world. I said, sit down. I will explain to you. Because she said, why did they kidnap people for ransom? Now I told them, I said, listen, I can understand what is prompting in your heart, in your soul. I can understand that because you come, I'm sorry, with due respect, from Western civilization. And according to Western civilization in my studies, there is such thing like collective punishment. When somebody commits mistake, commits crime, what will he do? What will he do? They can even destroy the whole community. Just 1 second. But in our case, we are Muslims. The crime of the father cannot be imputed to the son, let alone the crime of the son can be imputed. No. So they stopped. And the people started howling at her. Oh, mostly white people. She was very irresponsible. So I want to stop here. Just allow me to reiterate my sense of gratitude to the President and my promise that should he need our cooperation in his campaign for peace, you can count on us, Mr. President, inshallah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Kung lumabas ngayon, talagang traitor talaga ito na government. Wala silang, hindi talaga sincere itong itong kapayapaan na
Itong nangyari kay Chairman Nur, nation building ho ba ito?
Si Bongbong naman magsasalita lang yan. Kaya worried tayo sa situation. Gusto talaga magkagulo ang Pilipinas. Ito naman nga, tingin namin, is this a joke to the even elect? Gusto nila talaga mag-crackdown itong situation.
Ito nga mga kababayan, bago natin ituloy ang video na ito, kung bago ka lang sa aking YouTube channel baka pwede makahingi ng like at subscribe at click mo na rin ang notification bell para updated ka sa aking nilalabas na bagong video. Salamat po.
Nangyari daw yung mga misdeeds year 2000 at 2001. Nagdududa po ba kayo sa timing? Ba't ngayon sa administration na ito lumabas po yung ganito mga issue?
Yes. Deliberate yan, planado yan. And then, alam nila si Chairman Normie Suarez at saka si former President Duterte, they are just like brothers. So, ewan ko lang kung ano ang grand plan talaga nila. Pero this is a total crackdown sa MNLF. Kung ano ang program ng UPAPRO.
Po, sir, na-mention po... Apo, sir. Sige
Yes,
pa.
yes.
Na-mention po ninyo, sir, yung mga program ng pamahalaan. Gaano po kalaking epekto ito sa pagpapanatili po natin ng kapayapaan, lalo pat partners po ngayon ng pamahalaan ng MNLF?
Yes, in fact, yung mga anak ni Chairman Normie Suarez, nandyan sa farm. Tumutulong sa kanila. Pero, ganun pa man, sa itong lumabas ngayon, talagang traitor talaga ito na government. Wala silang, hindi talaga sincere itong itong kapayapaan na nila.
Sir, nakausap niyo po ba si Chairman Nur regarding po sa bagong issue na ito?
Hindi pa, hanggang ngayon he was isolated. Wala pang mga leaders. Very selective sila. Yung mga leader tulad sa akin, bawal na ako pumasok doon. May cordon siniter na. Ewan ko kung saan sila kumukuha ng command or instruction. That is, hindi yan pwede sa organisasyon namin. Pero dahil siguro employed ang mga anak doon sa barn, I don't know what's happening. Bawal na ang mga leaders na very active maglapit sa kanya. So, there's a crackdown.
Sino po, sir, ang nagpipigil po sa inyo na makita po at makonsulta si Chairman Nur? Taga-pamahalaan po ba? Sino po ba?
Itong sa akin because wala pa ako ma-pinpoint na name. Pero since the kids, the children of the chairman is working sa BARM and the BARM is under the government that is supervised by UPAPRO. So, sana hindi sila kumukuha ng order doon galing sa kanila because the MNLF, we have our own tinatawag naming ground rules. So there must be a consultative meeting. Wa amruhum surah bainahum. Kailangan magkaroon ng meeting. The Central Committee should have a meeting para i-consulta lahat ng nangyayari. Lalo na ngayon, the chairman is binigyan na naman, lumabas na may ang problema. Dapat there must be a consultative meeting para pag-usapan lahat ng sitwasyon, ano nangyayari sa MNLF. Ang nakikita natin na yun, parang gusto nila under the grip nila ang MNLF. It will not happen. Kaya nga, the more they suppress the situation, nag-alburuto ang ground. Hindi lang nagsasalita sila. Kaya nga ako, naging mouthpiece ako ng sentiment sa ground para malalaman nila. I am challenging the government, lalo na to sa UPAPRO. Settle the case of the chairman. Sa amin, wala na kaming problema. Even myself, gusto na nila akong i-isolate. Inutusan na siguro nila yung anak ng chairman ng Davao City, papalitan. Siguro, hindi na yan pasalitain kay very loud. No, kahit tanggalin nila ako pagka-chairman, The sole
Sa mga pangyayaring ngayong araw, ang pag-uulat nito ay nagtatapos na. Naway nagbigay ito ng karagdagang kaalaman at pag-unawa sa mga pangyayari sa ating lipunan. Patuloy tayong maging bahagi at mapanuri sa mga susunod na kaganapan. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagkikinig at pagtangkilik sa aming balita. Hanggang sa susunod na pagkakataon, ito ang Bangon Pinas, nagbabalita para sa inyo.